People are jumping to conclusions with this Mr. Beast stuff. If this editor really was harassed like that, wouldn't he have spoken up sooner?
Exactly. If somebody treats me bad, I'm not leaving the job talking about some, hey man, you know what I'm saying, I loved it. Try to see every Mr. Beast member who got fired and why.
Mr. Beast crew members who have either been publicly
I know Sneako. We know why that one happened. I don't know anybody else though.
fired
I know. Hold up, dang it. Open that. I know the Viking too. I seen him.
Without explanation, and we're going to talk about all of them, beginning with Matt Turner, who had one of the more controversial endings to his time working with Mr. Beast. Matt Turner was initially hired as an editor for Mr. Beast back in 2018, yet only 5 months after getting hired, Matt would upload a video to his personal channel titled "Why I Quit Working for Mr. Beast," in which he'd explained that he was no longer on the team. Matt would then go on to praise Mr. Beast, talking about how much he enjoyed the job.
This was a dream job for so long. Going to work was a blast each and every day. Mr. Beast paid for my rent every month when I lived in North Carolina. Mr. Beast, I still consider friends. Never got in any fights. No one did anything wrong in this situation. If you're watching this, Mr. Beast, I love you, bro.
However, despite ending his message by stating that he loved Mr. Beast, approximately 1 year and 2 months later, Matt Turner would take to Twitter stating the following: "I'm not going to make a video about my time editing for Mr. Beast, but I will say that it was the most mentally draining time of my life. I was yelled at, bullied, and called replaceable by Mr. Beast every day."
Oh man, hold on. Hey, Mr. Beast looks like a swell fellow to me, all right? He does a lot of nice things. I think he just wants like the greatest videos, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you peek behind the curtain, let's find out.
Being in tears and having mental breakdowns day after day is difficult, and after a while it became too much. After every editing mistake I made, I was made to feel like an absolute idiot. So that's a summary of almost every day on the team. That's what it was like to work for Mr. Beast, and that is why I don't work there now. While Matt might have thought that his Mr. Beast call out would command a bunch of respect and sympathy, the opposite of this happened, and everyone instead began to stick up for Mr. Beast. I think people are jumping to conclusions with this Mr. Beast stuff. If this editor really was harassed like that, wouldn't he have spoken up sooner?
Exactly. If somebody treats me bad, I'm not leaving the job talking about some, hey man, you know what I'm saying, I loved it. When I left some of my jobs, bro, and people ask me about them, yo, listen, I'm about to give you the honest truth. This is this, and this is that. All right? With that information, you can do as you will.
He's one of the most famous YouTubers.
Oh, there's a new Russian Badger video? Gotta do that too, bro.
So it would have been easy to start accusing him. I think the bullying is just over-exaggerated. So basically, Mr. Beast's editor is a kid who hasn't experienced the real working world, so throws a tantrum and starts slamming Mr. Beast with unsupported allegations the moment it gets tough. Kids these days. Bruh, this was 1 year ago, why are you coming at him now? Keemstar would point out the most obvious flaw with Matt's Twitter thread.
I just find it very strange that he's coming out saying all this negative stuff about Mr. Beast when a year ago, when he actually left, he uploaded a video saying it was the greatest time of his life.
Whilst others came forward stating that they had a great time working with Mr. Beast.
I've known Mr. Beast for over 3 years now, and I was helping him with graphics for his channel. I don't even have one experience of him being mean or disgruntled to me in any way. He was always very kind and very nice.
Which was once again echoed by Keemstar.
I talked to one of his employees, and he seemed like he loved working for him, and Mr. Beast seemed like a really cool, genuine guy.
Things became even worse for Matt after Mr. Beast had a phone call with Keemstar.
And what Mr. Beast told me is basically like when they fired him or whatever, they gave him $10,000.
That's crazy.
And they got him a job at Sword.
And shortly thereafter, Matt deleted the tweets and was even brave enough to claim that his Twitter had been hacked. Despite
Stop it. Stop it. Let's stop it right now. Stop it right now.
basically being laughed off the internet, Matt Turner continues to upload van life videos, one of which including a pretty weak apology to Mr. Beast.
If anyone was offended by me saying that wasn't the best experience, well then I do apologize.
With the whole ordeal being summarized by YouTuber prison mate Luke.
What did you gain from it, really? A little bit of clout from the beginning. You destroyed any chance of you having an actual YouTube career, and all of those views went away immediately. And now you're just forever tainted with the fact that you're just the guy that lied about Mr. Beast.
However, Matt Turner wasn't the only person to try and expose Mr. Beast before having it backfire terribly. Back in 2018, FlyDoesYT uploaded a video titled "My Experience Editing for Mr. Beast, Worst Week of My Life," in which he'd foolishly—
He only edited for a week. See, this is the thing, bro. Let me listen first.
accused Mr. Beast of faking the content before going on to make the bizarre point that Mr. Beast didn't even appear in the videos.
When you make a YouTube video for your channel, you should we'll go film your video without you. That's cool, yeah.
The claims were so outrageous that Mr. Beast himself took to Twitter before stating, "If you think I'm faking my videos, then ask the streamer to whom I gave hundreds of thousands of dollars when they get them. Go and ask somebody who got part of the $500,000 that I gave away this year when they got it. You will not find a person who said I did not give them any money." These tweets were followed by Mr. Beast appearing on Drama Alerts,
Mr.
where
Beast
he explained the situation from his
gonna pull out the
perspective.
receipts,
I paid for his
boy.
plane ticket, his Uber, his hotel for a week, his Uber, and his plane ticket, which he made a 25-minute quote-unquote exposing video on me, but doesn't mention that I spent thousands of dollars getting him here, paid him $750 for like 5
people, this is like the biggest internet thing, bro. And I see this all the time. People, they get next to somebody who's doing something good, right? And they feel like, which your team does help you, right? We can never take that away. But they feel like, I built this. I deserve what I want now, right? When they don't get what they want, they feel like a little disgruntled. So now they disregard everything you did do and focus on this one hyper-specific thing that they feel like they should have gotten. Sometimes it's like money, sometimes it's clout, sometimes it's recognition, sometimes no matter what it is, right? They hyper-focus on this one thing instead of looking at the whole thing as one big grand scale. And then you have this happen.
5 days worth of work, which is really good pay. He has all these issues, quote unquote, but he doesn't say any of them to me while he's here. He doesn't talk to me while he's here. He just bundles it all up so he can make this 25-minute video and blow everything out of proportion when he gets home.
Before going on to absolutely destroy the claims that his videos were fake.
My videos aren't fake. Like, I counted to 100,000. I watched Dance to Your Dead for, whatever. I give streamers $30,000. It's just slander from his part.
Whilst providing an explanation for why he wasn't able to fully appear in one of the videos.
I have Crohn's disease. Most of you don't know what it is. It was really acting up. So I said, hey, you guys go film the rest of the video. I want to go nap. I got to take it easy. Now he's making an exposed video like, oh, Mr. Beast doesn't film his own videos. Like, what are you going on about, man? You're trying to pin the fact that I have an illness on me. And like, I'm not public about this type of stuff.
Which once again prompted a former employee to come out stating, as someone who is...
What is Crohn's disease? I've heard it before, but I don't know what it does. If anybody, got the... I'm gonna look it up after this anyway, but... Y'all let me know if y'all know.
Friends with both Mr. Beast and Fly, it is my unbiased opinion that Fly is in the wrong. Unlike Matt Turner, Fly has since had a relatively successful career, having built a channel with over 300,000 subscribers, yet he hasn't been nearly as successful as Jake the Viking, who's been able to show that a peaceful ending with Mr. Beast is always the most beneficial path. Jake appeared on the Mr. Beast channel for the first time back in June 2018, as Jimmy required a strong character to include within the videos.
Can you dip this in the water tank for me? It's really heavy. But you're like a big boy.
At this point in time, the content was often quite physical, and therefore having Jake as a member of the team worked out perfectly. However, by early 2020, the content became less focused on physical challenges, and as a result, Jake began to appear in fewer and fewer videos. He'd be seen one last time in $60,000 Extreme Hide and Seek Challenge, which was followed by a comment to Jake's TikTok 2 months later asking, "Are you still working with Mr. Beast?" To which he'd respond, "Lol, nah, they fired me." 9 days later, Jake would clarify this comment by uploading a now incredibly viral video titled Why I Left Mr. Beast, in which he'd explained why he had been let go.
And it came down to my piece no longer fit the puzzle. If that's the best way to put it.
Before discussing how he wanted to leave anyway, so he could pursue content creation under his own name.
It was a mutual leaving. I'd already told him multiple times, what I wanted to do was kind of be my own boss, do my own thing. Me and Jimmy did not have any type of falling out, so everything's cool. Mr. Beast still love you, bro.
Basically, he got tired of being an employee. He wanted to start his own brand, be his own boss, do his own thing, which is respectable. He didn't want to be just that guy on every Mr. Beast video. Good luck to you, Viking.
That's respectable. Some people don't mind being a side character. Some people want to go on and be their main character, but you don't have to destroy the main character that you were a side character to at one point to become the main character. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Take that and note that up here if you're going to be a content creator or in real life. So peaceful separation is always better,
Jake's peaceful ending in combination with his unique recognizable image has helped him to maintain success even after leaving the team, having gained over 1 million subscribers on YouTube and over 2.5 million followers on TikTok. However, Jake the Viking wasn't the only person who eventually ran out of utility on the Mr. Beast team. For example, whatever happened to Ty? He was picked up on the side of the road for his first appearance in the world's largest bowl of cereal video.
You wanna come sit in a pool of cereal for 10K?
And with comments such as, Ty is such a cool guy, he needs to be in more challenges, subscribers, he was able to return to the channel.
And then this is Ty from the serial videos. You guys really liked him, so we brought him back.
Appearing in a total of 7 different videos before he'd also disappear. Considering Ty was picked up at random on the side of the street, he was never an official member of the MrBeast crew, yet according to the wiki, Ty still works for MrBeast, but works mostly behind the scenes. Ty has since become a father and still maintains an Instagram following of over 28,000 and a TikTok following of over 80,000, on which he uploads music, comedy, and dancing videos. Tyler Conklin was another MrBeast member who disappeared from the videos without any explanation, and his disappearance is probably the most mysterious of them all. Tyler became the second MrBeast crew member after featuring on the channel for the first time in February 2016, when MrBeast had only 18,000 subscribers. From here, Tyler was featured in videos such as We Are Better Than Dude Perfect, which was followed by Tyler helping out Jimmy's brother, yet Tyler's final obvious appearance on the MrBeast channel was in I Opened a Restaurant That Pays You to Eat at It, where Jimmy jokingly fired him.
Get out of here! He suggested we charge money for the food. What? Get out of here! Go! I don't ever want to hear you guys talk about charging again.
While this was obviously just a meme for the video, it actually would become Tyler's final official appearance on the MrBeast channel. Honest question, after you suggested making people pay for the food in the restaurant video and Jimmy kicked you out, you were never in another video again. Did he fire you from being in more videos? Tyler did make a small cameo in Last to Leave the Circle Wins $500,000, as well as the Squid Game video where he apparently featured.
Alright, Nas, you're done, alright? Holla, I bet I can beat you in basketball. You're finished, big fella. That's not true. Why would you get on this video? Not only are you in the comments, your comment popped up on the screen for everybody to see the lie. Why would you do that? Come on now. Ain't none of y'all beating me in basketball. Let's stop it right now.
As one of the guards, and when you combine this information with his Instagram, on which he's often still seen with the crew, it's clear that Tyler hasn't been fired, but is rather working from behind the scenes. Garrett eventually met a similar fate. He was first introduced to the channel back in May 2018, after the team cut his car in half, and from that point onwards he was a semi-regular in the MrBeast videos. In mid-2020, Garrett abandoned the channel to help out MrBeast's brother. However, as Mr. Bro began to upload fewer and fewer videos, Garrett also began to disappear from the internet. According to a reply on his Instagram, Garrett helps with social media stuff now, although he hasn't uploaded a TikTok or Instagram photo with the MrBeast crew in over 2 years, and claims to be studying at the University of Alabama, which is over 2 states away from the MrBeast headquarters in North Carolina. Perhaps Garrett is still working with the crew from a distance, however, it does seem as though their relationship simply ran its course and eventually fizzled out. But what about Jake Weddle? He was another one of these guys who once featured in almost—
Is that Elon Musk? I'm joking.
Every MrBeast episode before he'd slowly disappear from the channel. Well, only a month after being seen in the I Filled My Brother's House with Slime and Bought Him a New One video, Jake Weddle would upload a piece of content to his personal channel titled Why I Left MrBeast, in which he'd explain that he'd resigned from the team so he could pursue stand-up comedy under his own name.
I found myself kind of, I guess, losing passion for what I was doing. I'm doing stand-up basically full-time now.
Weddle went on to explain that his relationship with MrBeast had ended peacefully.
Me and Jimmy actually left on very good terms. I met with Jimmy before I left.
He understood where I was coming from.
I understood where he was coming from.
Which is supported by the fact that Weddle came back about a year later for 2 cameo appearances on the channel. However, there's a different MrBeast member who only managed to feature in 1 video before getting fired.
Sneako! Oh, you're done!
Sneako. Now, to avoid any unnecessary damage to MrBeast's image here, we need to specify that this was back in 2018, long before Sneako had the reputation that he has now. Back then, Sneako's content consisted of deeply meaningful, unbiased videos, which featured a unique editing style more advanced than almost anyone else on the platform. Anybody who was a fan of Sneako at the time can vouch for how incredible his videos were, and with this in mind, it's really no wonder that MrBeast gave him a shot on the team. Sneako made his first appearance in the I Built a Working Car Using Only Legos video. However, as explained by another video uploaded to Sneako's personal channel titled The Most Important Lesson I Learned Working for MrBeast, his employment didn't last for very long.
I started working for MrBeast 2 years ago. It didn't last long because I got caught up with my ego, and this was during a time when I wasn't uploading on YouTube at all.
Sneako maintained a level of respect toward MrBeast even after leaving the team. However, the same can't be said for Marcus Pearson, who became the most controversial firing in MrBeast history. When Marcus was first introduced to the channel back in 2019, he quickly became a fan favorite. However, after being featured in the MrBeast Christmas special that very same year, Marcus stopped appearing in any of the videos. 5 months later in May 2020, a fan would ask on Marcus's TikTok, when you coming back to MrBeast challenges, to which he'd respond to ask him,
This is why people gotta stop the internet games, bro. If you're not cool with somebody, you don't gotta address nothing to the internet, all right? Unless you're going to tell the full story, leave it alone. There's no point, because you're only gonna draw in more. Whatever, bro.
Implying that maybe Marcus had been left in the dark about his future involvement on the channel. Approximately 3 months later, in August 2020,
if I fell out with somebody on YouTube that I was working with, if I was Marcus, Mr. Beast, and we fell out, whatever, I wouldn't say ask him. I'd be like, hopefully in the future, one of these days, something positive, so nobody thinks it's like a negative thing going on. Right? Unless you're going to explain what, man.
Marcus was officially removed from the team, although unlike most of the other Mr. Beast members, Marcus didn't leave peacefully.
So I gotta destroy him, bro. So I'm gonna destroy you, bro. I'm gonna destroy you eternally. For a long ass time, you gonna feel this. You gonna feel this tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. You ain't gonna forget about this.
Marcus would take to Instagram and post a 12-minute story in which he'd make some absolutely delusional claims, such as Mr. Beast started the pandemic.
He started this pandemic for a reason.
Marcus was a leader while...
He said he started? No way. There's no way. No way. No way.
Such as Mr. Beast started the pandemic.
He started this pandemic for a reason.
Oh, brother, right? That is insane.
Marcus was a leader whilst Mr. Beast was a follower.
I was born a leader.
But you worked. Oh my God, please, somebody help me. I'm about to lose it. All right, I'm about to lose it. Nah. This is crazy. What if Holla worked for Mr. Beast? Hey, I'll be lit. I don't know what I could do, but you know what I'm saying? I think it'd be fire.
He was born a follower. He was stealing sauce. I was borrowing sauce and paying homage. You feel me?
Before going on to state that he thought Mr. Beast was a broken person.
Hold up, he said what?
Follower. He was stealing sauce.
He was stealing sauce.
I was borrowing sauce.
You were borrowing sauce.
And paying homage. You feel me?
Who is he stealing sauce from?
Before going on to state that he thought Mr. Beast was a broken person for firing him.
The only conclusion that I can make is...
Chat, this is peak level right here. Now, you're looking at my mans right here, all right? You know what I'm saying? Might be a swell fellow, never met him, all right? Now, if you look up here, look at how many stories are posted up here, all right? Now, you're reposting stuff. You have a fashion show, everybody tagging you, you reposting everybody. Your story can look like this, all right? Now you're ranting and your story look like this, you're done, all right?
He's broken somewhere else. That's the only conclusion that I can come up with.
While it seemed like Marcus's goal was to discredit Mr. Beast, the only person he seemed to discredit was himself, given Marcus's rant was so delusional and unfounded that it just made him look like an idiot. It's been stated all around the internet that Marcus was fired because of unacceptable behavior and a drug
rampant drug use. Come on, see? Man, I wasn't gonna say it.
Although there's no evidence anywhere to support these claims. Mr. Beast...
Oh, there's no support? Okay. My man seemed like, you know what I'm saying? People get lit. They life get they get a little bit more chicken, all right? Life become a lot less stressful. They're like, yo, I can indulge a little bit more in some things. And
stated in a podcast that their revenue dropped massively at the start of the pandemic, and the more likely reality was that Marcus was fired to save money on wages during a tough economic time. Marcus maintains an Instagram following of around 75,000, yet he's only made one post in the last 2 years, showing that his rant against Mr. Beast also marked the end of his online career.
Bro, even like the pandemic thing, like it's always good to keep cordial relationships, bro. That's why they tell people put in 2 notices for jobs and stuff like that. It's always good to say like, okay, we can leave off on a, you know what I'm saying, a good tangent. Cause Marcus the pandemic happened, yo, you could have just talked to him. Hey, yo, I you know what I'm saying? It was a pleasure working for you. I understand the ramifications of what's going on in this world, right? When things turn around, I would love to come back. Blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? Keep a positive outlook. Hopefully, you stashed away enough bread in the times you were there, right? To where today, it'd be like, guess who's back? But now look where we at. You know what I'm saying? It didn't have to be like this, all right? It didn't have to.